I've cooked for kings all my life, but only one prince ever made me pray while I stirred the soup. He would not eat by daylight. He called for dinner after midnight in total darkness. I never meant to spy on him, but that night I stayed behind the kitchen door. The palace was silent except for the drums outside the walls. I lit one clay lamp, enough to see the pot. The prince's meal was a goat leg with palm oil stew. I carried it down the long corridor. The air smelled of damp stone and candle smoke. At his door, a guard warned me, "Leave the tray and go. Don't look back." I thought it was just palace gossip. I pushed the door open. Inside was pitch black. Only the moon slipped through the slats of the shutter. I heard him breathing, slow, heavy, almost like a growl. I whispered, "My prince, your meal." No answer. A cold breeze brushed my ear as if someone leaned close, though I was alone. Then a faint chewing sound came from the far end of the room. My eyes adjusted. The prince was crouched on the floor, not at the table. He had pushed the tray aside and was biting straight into the raw goat leg. His eyes shone yellow in the moonlight, wide and wild. Blood dripped down his chin and he licked it like honey. For a heartbeat, I swear I saw his shadow rise taller than his body, stretching towards me. I stepped back, the door creaked. That sound snapped his head up. He stared right at me but didn't blink, just kept chewing. I almost dropped the lamp, then bolted down the hall. Behind me, I heard claws scraping the stone, not footsteps. I didn't stop running till I reached the courtyard under the guard's torchlight. Next morning, the prince dined at the royal table like nothing happened. No blood on his lips, no shadow out of place. I told no one. But at every full moon, I'd find goat bones outside my kitchen window, stripped clean, still warm. That's when I started locking my door before sunset. If you ever hear chewing in the dark when no one should be eating, don't wait to see what it is. Some appetites are not meant for daylight.
I didn't sleep after that night. The sound of his chewing in the dark stayed in my ears. I told myself maybe it was just meat. But the smell was wrong. 2 nights later, I went back. I thought if I saw him again, I would know for sure and tell the guards. I hid behind the storeroom door, holding my breath. The prince came in carrying a clay bowl. His steps were light, careful, like he didn't want the floor to hear him. He sat in the same corner, his back to me. The moonlight through the window touched his face just enough for me to see red around his mouth. He bent over the bowl and whispered something, words I didn't understand.
What's there?
I swear I heard another whisper answer him from the dark, close to my ear, though no one stood beside me. My knees almost gave out. I shifted, trying to get a better look. My elbow hit the broomstick and it fell. The sound was small, but the prince stopped chewing. He didn't turn. He just spoke in a voice I didn't know he had, low and rough. "Whoever is there, come out. You have one chance." I couldn't move. My heart was pounding so loud I thought he could hear it. After a long silence, he chuckled. "Curiosity kills faster than poison," he said. Then he went back to chewing. I stayed frozen until he left the room. When I finally stepped forward, the bowl was still there. I wanted to run, but I forced myself to look. Inside were bones. Not goat bones, not chicken bones. They were small, thin, and the smell told me everything I didn't want to know. I stumbled out and vomited behind the storeroom. For days, I avoided him. But one evening, as I was leaving the kitchen, the prince passed by. He stopped and leaned close. His breath smelled of iron. "Keep what you saw to yourself," he whispered. "And don't ever watch me eat again." I nodded, afraid my knees would give way. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking of the villagers who had gone missing the past months and the strange prayers I had heard him whisper. I wanted to tell the king, but fear sealed my mouth. In the morning, I packed my things to leave the palace. As I stepped out, I heard his voice behind me. "Run if you want. The dark is everywhere." I never went back. I am telling this now because I want someone to hear it. If you ever live near a palace or anywhere with power and secrets, remember, don't ignore strange smells, strange whispers, or the quiet disappearance